Welcome back, everybody. It's another new comic book day, but it's a very important one. This is Batman #1 day, guys. So I got the foil bag here. We're gonna see what we get, but of course we also got another new comic book day haul. It is the first one in September, man. Super excited. September 3rd, new comic book day. Of course, had to get the Batman one, just the A cover, right? Really cool to see my shop even have like different foils, you know, different options available, different variants. Usually they don't have many variants to choose from, just the A covers, but this has got to be my pick of the week, man. Batman #1, really excited about it. Let me know if you guys are picking this up. Excited to see Matt Fraction's take. And then we also got two Absolutes, so big week for the Absolute universe. We've got Absolute Green Lantern and Absolute Superman. I've been saying Absolute Superman, maybe my favorite Absolute title, but then Absolute Wonder Woman, the last issue came out. They're fighting for that top spot. So we got Absolute Superman issue number 11. Really excited about that. We got Brainiac on the cover. Then we also have Absolute Green Lantern issue number 6. This must conclude the first arc, so we'll see if Al Ewing can stick the landing on this first arc, man. Not my favorite Absolute title, for sure. Definitely on the bottom of the total poll there. New Superman series 2. So new Batman, new Superman. We also have Adventures of Superman Book of L. This is written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. DC's letting Philip Kennedy Johnson kind of finish out his grand Superman vision. And yeah, conclusion to the Warworld saga, Superman coming back down to Earth, the spirit of Olgren or whatever the heck's going on. But I was liking all that stuff, all the deep cosmology, DC stuff that Philip Kennedy Johnson was bringing us. So excited to see him conclude his vision with this Book of L #1. Batgirl #11, one of the most underrated DC series right now. It's probably this and like Green Arrow. Super underrated right now from DC. Batgirl #11, Miyazawa killing it on the art, and then we got Tate Bromble writing this one. So yeah, cool cover on that too. Everything Dead and Dying, issue #1. This is a new series from Image Comics. It's a zombie series, but it's got like, I don't know, Western influences as well. This is also written from Tate Bromble, so it's kind of cool to see Tate Bromble just killing it, writing this one with artwork from Jacob Phillips. If that name might sound familiar to you, he's the colorist that does he colors his dad's work, Sean Phillips, right? So Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. Usually Jacob Phillips nowadays is the colorist, so it's cool seeing him doing the main art. Obviously, he was doing the main art for the Enfield Gang Massacre and that Texas Blood as well. So yeah, get some Western zombie apocalypse story here with Everything Dead and Dying #1. JSA #11, Jeff Lemire. I'm a little hot and cold on this series as a whole, but you know, we're keeping it going for a little bit. JSA issue #11, Resurrection Man, Quantum Karma issue #6, seeing if the conclusion of this Ron series. I've been waiting for it, man. I thought issue #5 was excellent. The series overall has been a little tad confusing, but it's just beautiful stuff. Anad RK on the art and beautiful Ron V prose writing as well. The concept is really cool. I've never read Resurrection Man as a character, but this is a great DC Black Label series. And then, last but not least, we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue #11. This is the second to last issue of Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira's run on the Turtles. Loving that cover there, all the Turtles in the back of a police car. And yeah, we're excited to see Jason Aaron concluding his run, and then we're excited for the new creative team to jump on as well. So that's what we got. The main new comic book day haul for September 3rd, new comic book day. Beautiful week, man. But of course, we've got the blind bag as well. A little bit of movie magic. I kind of opened it just so this part would be a little quicker. Let's see what we got. I don't even know what's available to get. What's that? Who's that? I can't tell who the artist is. And also the glare, because it's foil. The glare is probably killing you guys. Who is, oh, what does that say? I think this is Art Germ. I got the Art Germ variant. Is that the one everybody wants? I don't even know, dude, but really cool foil there. And yeah, that's it for my new comic book day haul for September 3rd. Let me know what you guys are picking up down in the comments. As far as the rest of the topics for today's new comic book day video, because you guys see how long the video is, it's not just the new comic book day haul, man. So we're also talking about my September TBR. So we're going around my room, picking comic books off the shelf, graphic novels, and talking about why I'm reading it in the month of September. Then we also do some comic book reviews. That's a classic, everything I read last week for new comic book day. And then we conclude this video by talking about the new #1s for the month of September. The brand new series that are starting in September that I think you guys should be aware of. Use the chapters down below to skip around if any of those topics sound interesting to you. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, so I'm sitting here on the floor because we're about to go through these bookshelves and pick my September TBR. So we're gonna pick things off the shelf. I'll explain a little bit why I chose it for this month, and then we're gonna take it to the overhead camera. I'll flip through and give you guys a preview of the art. And yeah, let's see what I'm reading in the month of September. I kind of wanted to read Descender Volume 2. So obviously last month in August, I read Descender Volume 1, Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen. I loved it. We're gonna keep it going with Descender Deluxe Edition number 2. Got the black one here, the black hardcover. A little bit, you know, the Descender Volume 1 is a white hardcover, so it kind of stinks that they don't match. And obviously you got the Ascender is a white hardcover as well, but that's all right. Descender Deluxe Edition Volume number 2 is my first choice for my September TBR. Coming down here to the Marvel Omnibus section, gotta move Spider-Man out of the way. I think I wanna read some Hawkeye. Obviously, Matt Fraction coming in to write the Batman series. I wanna see, you know, reread this and kind of compare it to his Batman series as it's coming out. So we're gonna reread Hawkeye. I read this a long time ago, never in omnibus format, so that's pretty cool. That'll be a little bit different. Got Fraction, Aha, their classic run. And yeah, figured it'd be a good thing to read the same month that Matt Fraction's Batman series is out. So that's gonna be the omnibus choice of the month. Along the same lines as the Matt Fraction Hawkeye run, we're also gonna read Sex Criminal. So this is a Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky collaborative effort. Sex Criminals, this is the compendium, soft, you know, paperback compendium, contains issues number 1 through 30, as you guys see there. So Sex Criminals, not a series I've ever read before, but want to read some Matt Fraction stuff. Same kind of reasoning as the, you know, the Hawkeye Omnibus. Just want to read some more Matt Fraction stuff this year. And I also heard this was really good, man. So can't wait to get into this. Moving over here to the Deluxe Edition section. So a lot of the Deluxe Editions from DC and Marvel find themselves on the bottom of my, you know, omnibus shelf up there. But then down here, we got the Deluxe Editions. I wanted to read some Batman, you know, kind of getting ready for the new Batman run to start. I think I'm gonna read Batman the Cult. So I got this a little bit ago. I've heard nothing but good things. I saw Yoo-Hoo, if you're watching this, buddy, I saw your video breakdown of it and it looked like a really interesting story. So we got Batman the Cult, the Deluxe Edition. That's gonna be our Deluxe Edition choice for the month of September. Then finally, last but not least, it wouldn't be a reading month if I didn't choose some Ed Brubaker and some Sean Phillips stuff. So I got this recently. It's over here in my stack of stuff to make a video about. I got this in a recent Portland, Maine comic book haul with my brother. Maybe you guys saw that short, but I haven't showed you guys the, you know, I haven't showed the YouTube this, and I decided to choose this for one of my September reads, man. I'm really excited about it. Incognito, the Classified Edition, hardcover, Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips. This is from, right there, you see Marvel's Icon. Oh, you guys can't see it that well. Marvel's Icon imprint from back in the day. And as I was checking out at the comic book store, the guy was like, hey, this is a really good series. That's a really nice find. Nice hardcover, complete edition of this Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. So that's what we got. This is gonna be the stack of stuff that we're reading in the month of September. Got the Ed Brubaker, we got the Batman the Cult, we got 2 Matt Fraction runs with Sex Criminals and Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a reread, so that should be fun. And then Descender book number 2 from Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen. Let's get these guys under the overhead and I can show you guys some of the interior artwork. So you guys are seeing it, nice big stack of September TBR comic books. You'll have to let me know down in the comments, what are you planning on reading? Because this is a big stack, man. We'll see if I can get through this in the month of September. First off, let's start off with the Incognito hardcover. So Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, this Incognito series. I don't know a god dang thing about this series, but I'm excited about it. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips in a creator-owned kind of setting. Never gonna say no to that. Don't know anything about it, man, but we got the classic Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips kind of artwork. I wonder who's coloring this. Maybe it's Jacob Phillips, let's check. Flipping to the front. Nope, colors by Val Staples, dude. Sorry, Jacob. Get lost, buddy. Incognito, that should be pretty cool. Let's also take a look at the Sex Criminals, dude. So this is a series, heard nothing but good things. I guess the concept behind this one is whenever these two people, they have sex, the world stops, the world freezes, and they decide to do crimes while the world's frozen, right? So interesting setup, dude, interesting concept. Heard nothing but good things about this series. Obviously it went on for 30 issues and a bunch of, you know, letter sections and stuff like that. So obviously pretty popular. Got the Chip Zdarsky artwork that I'm a big fan of in public domain. Really kind of simplistic sort of art style. Nothing that'll blow your socks off, but if you're looking for like a, you know, slice of life sort of art style, Chip Zdarsky can nail that. And we got the writing from Matt Fraction, who I think is hilarious, dude, from what I've read so far. Obviously, last month I read the Jimmy Olsen series. Excited about this, man. Sex Criminals, the complete edition, soft cover compendium. Along the same lines, I also chose that Hawkeye omnibus. So Hawkeye by Fraction and Aha, Marvel's best comic potentially. I read this a long time ago. I had the complete edition, the complete collection, soft cover. I gave that away in like a giveaway a long time ago, but glad to find it again in the omnibus format. This series is worth an upgrade for sure. And I gotta be honest with you guys, I read it so long ago, I don't remember too much about it. I just remember having good vibes and good feelings on it. Obviously, the Hawkeye TV show borrowed a lot from this, used it kind of as an inspiration. So yeah, man, Fraction and Aha, excited to get into it. Another Marvel series. And yeah, excited about this one in omnibus format. Seeing that enlarged Aha artwork should be pretty cool. Let me know if you read this one down in the comments. It's a classic run, man. If you haven't read it, it's pretty good. Move on to some more stuff that I haven't read yet. Batman and the Cult. So I got this because I'm trying to get a lot of the most definitive Batman stories, Superman stories, and that sort of thing in the deluxe edition format. Of course, we have, let me flip, see the creative team on this one. We got Jim Starlin, we got Bernie Wrightson, Bill Ray, and John Costanza as the letterer. As I'm flipping through, man, it's that classic kind of Batman art style that, you know, kind of gritty, sort of dark. I guess in this series, he gets kidnapped by a crazy cult leader. Maybe there's some stuff with, or no, maybe that's Batman Venom, I guess, right? So maybe not that, but yeah, man, I'm excited to see what this series has in store. I don't know if I've read a Batman series that's as dark as this one is thematically, so we'll have to see how it shakes out, but really excited about it. I love that kind of long-eared Batman look. We get some Robin appearances in this as well. So yeah, Batman the Cult. I'm excited to check it out. Should be pretty cool Batman read as we read Batman #1, the new series, and kind of compare the two possibly, so that should be cool. Also, like I mentioned earlier, check out Yoo-Hoo Comic Reviews video on this. Pretty cool breakdown on Batman the Cult, man. Kind of gave me that extra push to check out and read the series. Last but not least, Descender, Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen, Deluxe Edition #2. I was loving Descender, man. I was putting it up there with like East to West. I was putting it up there with Saga in terms of all-timer Image series that I've read. I'm excited to conclude this Descender series, and then you can get into Ascender, which I guess is the prequel, not prequel, it's a sequel series, my bad. But yeah, so it goes Descender, Descender, and then you read Ascender. Or you can read the, I believe the compendium has it all in the correct order, so you don't need to worry about it, but I'm loving the characters, I'm loving the world. Dustin Nguyen's artwork just blowing me away. And yeah, excited to join Tim21 on his journey, man. So that should be pretty cool. Descender, Deluxe Edition, Volume #2. So that's everything I'm planning on reading in the month of September, also known as my September TBR. I like doing this every single month, letting you guys know what I'm planning on reading. Let me know what you guys are planning on reading down in the comments. We've got your weekly comic book reviews. I think there's 12 things here, man. This is everything that came out for August 27th, New Comic Book Day, the last one in August. Pretty stacked as well, and let's just get into it, man. I like to start with what I most recommend, then we'll get into maybe what I least recommend. A lot of new series as well, a lot of new #1s, so let's just get into it. Let's start off with, you gotta start with Absolute Martian Manhunter. Dude, excellent issue. If you guys aren't reading this Absolute title, I think you're really missing out. It might not be everybody's kind of cup of tea, but man, as a fan of crime and noir series, just having one in the Absolute universe is really cool. Even better when it's written by Dennis Camp with artwork from Javier Rodriguez. I loved the bit with the wife as she's trying to run away from this like attacker guy who's been possessed by the White Martian. This entire sequence here. And I like the big battle between the White Martian and the Green Martian over the city as they're kind of fighting for control, as you see here. And yeah, man, I just loved it. I think that the series is really, really strong. This is the end of arc #1. So look out for a trade paperback coming sometime soon. I'm just loving this Absolute Universe title. And if you are reading it, I think you're missing out. Let's also talk about Absolute Wonder Woman. Great stuff from Kelly Thompson. Great stuff from Hayden Sherman. Jordi Belair on the colors, of course. We find Diana, she's still lost in the maze. She heard a rumor that there's another Amazon lost in the maze. So Diana's trying to hunt her down. Excellent paneling from Hayden Sherman, as you guys are seeing here. Flashback scene with young Diana. She's talking to this wolf. This wolf is kind of trying to understand Diana greater, and try to give Diana a problem and see how she solves it. And Diana, of course, solves it without even throwing a punch. She makes a deal with the person that she's supposed to go down and kill. She just makes a deal, a little bit of a trade, and it kind of shows Diana's both her compassion, but also her kind of like creativity and problem solving. I really like the design of this new Amazon. As we see here, let me try to zoom in a little bit. She's got like this maze tattoo all around her body. So yeah, just really cool, showcase of artwork from Hayden Sherman and the rest of the art team here, solidifying itself as my favorite Absolute title. Today, that's how I'm feeling. Ask me tomorrow, it might be Absolute Superman again, but it really just is those three kind of fighting for, my favorites. Let's talk about We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, issue number 5. One more issue to end this series, but just a great indie series from this year, especially from Image Comics. We got Matthew Rosenberg writing this one, huge fan of his work, and we got Landini on the art. Not my favorite issue of the series so far. It's more like a talky, kind of more narrative exposition heavy issue. Not so much like an action-packed issue as issues previous, but I loved it, man. We get Annalise, she's hanging out with her mom, trying to learn more about the mom that she never grew up with. And we get, at the very, very end, our main character, she's all kitted out. She's ready to potentially go after her dad, right? That she, is in the robot body. Excellent stuff, man. I can't wait to see how this series concludes. It's definitely one you want to check out when a trade comes out. Let's talk about Green Arrow number 27. Dude, if you guys are reading this, this is it might be top 5, honestly, which is crazy to say with all the Absolute titles, but I think that this series has so much going for it. First off, you get great writing from Chris Condon. I think that Chris Condon is really like climbing up there in terms of my favorite writers of all time. And then you get this excellent artwork from Montos. Such a cool look for Green Arrow. It's just really cool. So you see all the, Green Arrow running on the rooftop, shooting his bow and arrow and stuff like that. That all looks great. But then we get really quiet, kind of more personal character moments from Speedy and his daughter, talking about, Speedy's struggle with addiction. I thought it was very heartfelt, but man, if they can keep it going with Chris Condon, Montos, and Adriano Lucas as the colorist, this could be like an all-timer DC series for sure. It's just excellent stuff, man. I like the kind of design of this evil villain, Crimson Archer guy, going up against Green Arrow. We'll have to see what happens. And yeah, man, I just thought it was a really, really awesome issue, and hopefully he can track down this Crimson Archer guy, man. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring, issue number 2. This is an excellent issue. I thought that the first issue might have been a tad better, but I'm still just so invested in the story here and what's going on. We get this Samantha character, the bear. She's a serial killer, dude, so if you're into kind of like a Dexter type of series, this is a serial killer who is really good at hiding it and kind of going out, not her small hometown, she goes out into the cities to do her killings, and it's kind of all catching up to her potentially in this series. With the advent of the internet, a lot of people that, suffered, like their loved ones have died at the hands of Samantha. They're all getting together and potentially talking to each other online, trying to figure out the cold case, right? So interesting kind of what will happen in this series, but I'm just so into Patrick Horvath's writing, Patrick Horvath's designs for all his characters in the world that he's building. Beneath the Trees is really just a spectacular indie series. News from the Fallout number 3. So we got Chris Condon again. He's a busy guy. And we got Jeffrey Allen Love on the art. I'm loving this series, man. Still loving it. Issue number 3. I think it's 6 issues total. And it really just feels like a Twilight Zone episode. I think that's why I jive on it so much, and I'm really liking it. As we get all these people stuck in the diner, and they're, slowly being surrounded by these kind of evil monsters that have been turned into monsters by the hands of the government. They drop like a bomb or whatever. Yeah, they kind of break into the diner, and the people in the diner have to escape. So that's kind of where it leaves off in this issue here. Let me see if I can flip to the back. Really cool back matter too in this series. And it looks like, yeah, they were trying to run away and they lost the key. So we'll have to see if they can get out of this situation. Let's talk about You'll Do Bad Things, issue number 6. The conclusion of the series, Tyler Boss with Turtleichi on the artwork. Excellent stuff, man. Really great slasher sort of series. We find out that the reason why all these killings have been happening, after he writes the story, we find out what was going on with that. It seems like he wasn't actually the cause of it, and it was actually, I'm not gonna tell you, it's a little bit of a twist. So if you check out the series, I think you'll be surprised for sure. But just excellent artwork, great sequences like this from Turtleichi. And yeah, I love the way that this one ended, man. Definitely check it out in a trade. You'll do bad things, pretty good. Let's get into the number ones, because we got Masterminds number 1. This is from writer Zach Kaplan. Huge fan of his stuff, great sci-fi writer. This is in Dark Horse comic series. It's all about this dude who is a game developer, gets kind of introduced to this organization, this group called the Masterminds, and it's kind of like an Illuminati type of thing, but for game masters. And yeah, he's kind of got an introduction into this organization. They're kind of putting him through his paces. He's got to solve all these different like riddles, but it seems kind of nefarious because they end up like killing a whole bunch of people. So it's kind of like a dark sci-fi sort of series, Masterminds. I'm into it, man. Excited to see what else Zach Kaplan can bring us with this series. Let's talk about The Invisible Man, issue number 1, Universal Monsters series. I'm a huge fan of the Universal Monsters stuff. This one is also written from James Tynion IV, who of course wrote the Dracula series earlier last year, I guess. And yeah, I thought this was a great issue number 1. We don't see the Invisible Man in this one, besides this little like preview of what's to come in the, you know, title page, but we don't see the Invisible Man in this series. It's got this guy who's an evil sort of scientist, and he's doing these experiments on mice and making them turn invisible. So it seems like that's kind of the direction of the series. It's like a horror series, obviously, with Universal Monsters. And this one, not my favorite issue 1 of the Universal Monsters kind of universe that they've got going on, but it's a series that has a lot of potential, and I recommend picking it up, especially if you're into all the Universal Monsters, if you're into James Tynion IV. I thought that Denise artwork is really good with Brad Simpson on the coloring. Just a great start to a Universal Monsters series for sure. Shredder number 1 from IDW. This is written from Dan Waters, and I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't that into it. I don't know, it's not like a ton going on. So we get the Shredder, he's old, he's coming back into the situation. He's trying to go into the Foot Clan, say, hey, you guys, this is supposed to be my clan or whatever. You know, they put him through his paces and they kind of all leave, they kind of scatter, and he gets captured by the police. And it seems like the police are trying to get him to work out a deal and say, hey, if you go after the Foot Clan yourself, we'll hook you up and give you like a super powerful like suit. And yeah, we'll give you all the resources to take down the Foot Clan. We have mutual sort of interest in taking down the Foot Clan. And he kind of sees this as an opportunity to reclaim his throne. He's like, hey, I don't need your super suit. All I need is the helmet, and all I need is the blades, man. So Shredder, I thought this was a good first issue, but not one that's like, hey, I gotta pull this series, right? So I might tell my shop to drop that one. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe I'll write it out for like another issue and see how it goes. Robin and Batman Jason Todd. Issue number 3 is the conclusion to this Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen series, and I thought it was great, man. The conclusion of this was really good, really satisfying ending. Maybe it's got some themes of like, you know, is Jason Todd gonna go down the route of being a bad guy, like a more impulsive kind of hero, or is he gonna follow Batman's footsteps and be more moral and do the right thing? Maybe that's a story that's already been done before, right? But I don't know, man. When Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen get together, I'm just always a fan. I think they work magic together. You see kind of this push and pull. Jason Todd is he's kind of on this line and he's not sure if he deserves like happiness and deserves the goodness that comes along with being a ward of Batman. So yeah, man, I just thought it was really cool. I just thought it ended really well, and it gave me great insight on Jason Todd as a character. I haven't read too much stuff where he's young like this as a Robin. Most of the Jason Todd stuff I've read is when he's already Red Hood, right? So yeah, Robin and Batman Jason Todd. When this is out in a trade, I definitely recommend it. 2 more issues, guys. Let's talk about Superman number 29. This was pretty solid, man. I think the Legion of Superhero stuff is really cool. I haven't read too much Legion of Superhero stuff, just in general. We get Superboy Prime. He's being fourth wall breaking. I thought that was fun. I thought the twist at the very end was really cool. The Dan Mora artwork is always excellent, right? And I'm just having a ton of fun with this Joshua Williamson Superman series. It's kind of really rewarding to have been reading it for this long and kind of seeing all the different loose threads that Williamson's had kind of tie together as we're kind of driving to this big battle between, you know, the universe event like DCKO. Superman title has a lot to play in that, kind of what's going on with Darkseid and kind of the meta story over at DC. So I've been really enjoying it, man. I think that Williamson's bringing us a really fun series. Last but not least, let's talk about Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. Not a big fan of this issue. I thought it was good from a writing perspective, but I'm just not a fan of Messina on the artwork. Some of it's like a little sloppy. Like I don't like how he does Mary Jane's hair, for example. Like, I don't know, man. Just not a fan when Messina's on it. So it kind of takes it down a couple notches for me. Makes it a hard recommend, but if you're already reading Ultimate Spider-Man, I'm sure you pick this up. But that's what we got, man. Everything I read for the week of August 27th, last new comic book day in the month of August. Like I was saying, man, pretty stacked. If you read any of these, let me know what you thought. September is a big month as far as comic books go. Let's talk about 10 comic book series that are starting in the month of September that I think you guys should be aware of. And let's start off with Batman, of course, the big kahuna of the month. Coming out September 3rd, we got Batman number 1. This is written from Matt Fraction with artwork from Jorge Jimenez. Jorge Jimenez is not going to be, a super big surprise to anyone who read the Chip Zdarsky stuff, but Matt Fraction coming on for the new Batman series, that's pretty cool. We got a new bold era of Batman starting here, and yeah, really excited about Matt Fraction joining the title. Chip Zdarsky's never reached the heights that his Daredevil run did. A lot of high highs, a lot of low lows in this Batman run from Chip Zdarsky, so I'm ready to turn the page, ready for a new era. Gotta admit though, I kind of wish that Jorge Jimenez, not that I wish he wasn't the artist, but I kind of wish they had a clean slate. And we saw a lot of Jorge Jimenez stuff in the Chip Zdarsky run. I was kind of looking for a new look for Batman, kind of joining Matt Fraction in this new refresh, the new blue suit, the gray and all that stuff. So that's what we got. September 3rd, the day that I'm recording this. You guys should be able to find this at your local comic book stores. Check them out and request Batman number 1. Add it to your pull list, man, and start going to your local comic book store. Adventures of Superman, the Book of L. This is a continuation of Philip Kennedy Johnson's Warworld saga. Superman off-world in the Action Comics run, freeing all the people of Warworld, coming back to Earth. And I thought that Philip Kennedy Johnson's stuff was really fun, man. So it looks like they're giving Philip Kennedy Johnson the opportunity to kind of finish out his grand vision in this new Superman maxi series, Adventures of Superman, the Book of L. I was thinking of adding this series on and potentially dropping Superman Unlimited. So we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, Philip Kennedy Johnson, that's also out September 3rd from DC Comics. Let's talk about Blood Honey. So this is a one-shot comic book out of IDW. IDW's been killing it. They got a lot of cool stuff coming out. This is from my buddy, Sean Peacock. He's writing and drawing. Really proud of you, dude. I'm excited to see what you bring us with this Blood Honey series. As far as I understand, it's two high school sweethearts potentially. And instead of breaking up, they decide to kill each other because it's easier to kill each other than breaking up. So very kind of fun. He says it's a Burton-esque macabre world. Young lovers Vanessa Del Lamore and Edgar St. Clair. And yeah, we'll have to see what happens in this little cat and mouse sort of, one-shot series at IDW. So that should be pretty fun. Shout out to Sean Peacock, man. Pretty cool stuff. Coming out on September 3rd as well. Man, big day for September 3rd. We also have Everything Dead and Dying. This is excellent, man. I'm really excited to see this from Tate Bromble and Jacob Phillips. Huge fan of both of these creators. They've just been killing it lately. And it seems like this is going to be a zombie apocalypse story. Been a while since we had a really good zombie apocalypse story. The hype behind this one is really, all the creators are giving it its flowers. So I'm excited to check it out. Everything Dead and Dying from Image Comics. Colored by Pip Martin. Letterer Aditya Bidikar, of course, classic. And yeah, man, really excited to see what the series brings us. Let's look at the variant covers here. That's pretty cool, man. Little western sort of zombie stories. That should be pretty cool. White House Robot Romance and The City Beneath Her Feet Special Edition. Both of these are from Distillery, and I'm just gonna say it right now, dude. I think Distillery's back, man. Both of these are excellent. City Beneath Her Feet was a series that came out a little bit ago. They're re-releasing issue number 1. It's a little bit thicker. It's got a little bit more bonus features and stuff like that in the back. But then Chip Zdarsky coming in and he's writing White House Robot Romance. Sounds pretty cool, man. The kind of concept is these two robots that work in the White House, they're falling in love. They're not really supposed to be, so maybe they go on the run. And yeah, man, pretty interesting kind of concept there. I think Distillery's back, man. So if you're missing out on any Distillery series, you might want to tell your shop to get you some, man. So September 3rd, White House Robot Romance, issue number 1. Chip Zdarsky, Rachel Scott on the art with Tamara Bonvillain coloring. And then of course we got James Tynion in the 4th with Elsa Charretier. Huge fan of both these creators. Jordi Belair coloring as well. And yeah, newly remastered first issue we're hoping this series completes, man. City Beneath Their Feet, issue number 1, was one of the best things I read, whatever year that came out, man. September 17th, we got Marvel DC. This is their new crossover for the year, Deadpool and Batman. We get Daredevil and Green Arrow by Kevin Smith and Adam Kubert, that's crazy. Captain America Wonder Woman by Chip Zdarsky and Terry Dodson. Jeff the Landshark and Crypto from Kelly Thompson and Gui Hiro. So those are pretty cool choices for backup stories. Mostly excited for the Chip Zdarsky and, you know, his coming on to Captain America and Wonder Woman. That should be pretty cool with Terry Dodson. So excited about this. Deadpool and Batman, September 17th from Marvel Comics. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Casey Jones issue 1, spinning directly out of the pages of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Casey Jones' first mini-series in 30 years, because I'm pretty invested in the ongoing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. I'm excited for the new creative team to jump on, even though it is kind of hard to say goodbye to Jason Aaron and Juan Ferrer. They were just killing it, but I'm excited for this new era. And along with this new era comes these mini-series. I think they're mini-series that are spitting up. So we have a Casey Jones mini-series, and then we have a Shredder mini-series that's written from Dan Waters that already came out. I thought the Shredder one was okay, but Casey Jones has always been a character that I've been interested in. So I'm excited to check this out potentially and add it to my pull list if it ends up being, you know, up to snuff. And this comes out September 17th. Let's talk about The Phantom. This is from Mad Cave Studios. They sent me issue number 0. That was the free comic book day issue. And this is from writer Ray Fox, artist Russell Mark Olson. And I'm excited for the Phantom, man. He's a classic character. Mad Cave just got the rights back. And they're kind of like, you know, bringing back all these classic characters in a comic book form. Obviously, we saw that with Dick Tracy. We're seeing it with Speed Racer and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty cool. All these licensed, kind of digging them up, all these old licenses and bringing them back to the comic book world. The Phantom. The Ghost Walks Again, The Phantom Returns. Created by Lee Fawkes in 1936. He's one of the first costume superheroes in history, and he has untold influence on pop culture. 2 more to talk about. Skin Breaker number 1 from Image Comics. This is Robert Kirkman's next big kind of swing. Enor has led his tribe for many seasons, but his time as chieftain is coming to an end. He wields the almighty Skin Breaker, but at his age, he can barely lift it. Will Enor's reluctant heir, Enoch, take over before their world falls to ruins? As a bloody power struggle begins, an even bigger threat lurks in the darkness beyond their village. With artist David Finch, check out this cover, man. Just looks like a high fantasy sort of series. You know, fantasy is not a genre that we see a ton of nowadays in comic book form. So excited to see what Robert Kirkman's fantasy take can bring us. This is out from Image Comics. Interesting that it's not also Image Comics. Oh no, it is Image Comics Skybound. Okay, cool. So yeah, Skin Breaker issue number 1. Finally, last but not least, let's talk about the Twilight Zone series. This is from IDW. Mentioning IDW earlier, they're doing a lot of horror stuff this fall. So Dan Waters, I was speaking highly of him earlier, he's bringing us back to the Twilight Zone. This is going to be a new anthology series featuring stories from some of the best creators in comics today. Each issue is a new tale in the vein of the iconic television series that's captivated audiences for more than 60 years. I love Twilight Zone, dude. Huge fan of it growing up. Very influential on me and kind of, you know, forming my tastes in sci-fi and that sort of thing. Sci-fi horror. I'm glad that this new Twilight Zone series is starting. We got Dan Waters writing this first one. And it seems like this is going to be an anthology series, but not short stories, which I think is kind of different than some of the other anthology series that we're seeing now, where they could be multiple short, 2 or 3 page stories in one issue. That's cool, but it's kind of interesting to have more room to breathe in an anthology book. So seeing what Dan Waters can do, having full 18 pages to work with, we'll have to see, man. This should be pretty cool. Twilight Zone, that's out on September 24th. Perfect time, right before Halloween season, right before October. But those are, I guess technically that was 11, but those are some of the comic books that I think you guys should be aware of coming out in the month of September that are starting up. Let me know what you guys thought about these in the comments. If any of these look interesting to you and you plan on picking them up while you're down there, like if you like, sub if you love, really helps out these small channels. Also, there's this new feature, guys. If you hype the video, I don't know what the heck that is, but I guess it helps out the video. If you do that to me, I really appreciate it on this one. And yeah, thank you guys for watching and read more comics.